These are action.
Smarter.
Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode where today we're going to be doing something so that I can actually fit some big wheels. So for people who own a Colorado, you may already know, or I may be teaching you right now, but to fit any sort of big wheel, don't quote me on any of this, but to fit any sort of big wheel, you have to do something that's called a body mount chop. Now basically there's a bit of the body or the chassis or something like that that sticks out a little bit too far in the front wheel wells and restricts you from fitting big tires because they will rub and actually scrub the tire as you turn the wheel. So the body chop is something that I have found that most Colorado owners do to fit any sort of big wheel. I don't know what size is sort of the cutoff, if it's 31 and up you have to do it, or if it's 33 or anything like that. But today we're going to be doing it because my tire setup will not work with how it is set up now, and it scrubs as soon as you turn the wheel. So I'm not really going to show you exactly what it is right now, but we're actually on our way to Caspam Custom Fab, which he is a metal fabricator who's going to be doing the chop for me. I have no idea with anything about welding, and I don't have the right tools to cut this and get this a really neat job. So I'm going to hang out with Pat from Caspam, and he's going to give me a hand and do this chop for me. I'm hoping everything will go well, and this afternoon we'll be able to go and chuck the new wheels on and see how they all fit. I haven't really shown you them or anything, but from the last video you guys already know that I've already got a setup of wheels, so I'm pretty keen to get them on. Haven't had them for about a month or so and just really want them on the car. Another thing too is, by the way, the lift's going great. We done a Super Pro Easy lift kit on the Colorado and can't fault it at all. You don't even know it's there basically. I thought there might have been like a little extra body roll because we're up a little bit higher, but can't tell any difference whatsoever. And everything sounds to be all still tight, so good job on my end. Anyway, let's head off to Caspam now and we'll get this body chop done.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so we're now here at Caspam Custom Fab with Pat. He's already getting started. We've actually already done one just to make sure we were doing it correct. And then I'm gonna, bit of sun. And then I'm gonna show you how we're doing the next one. So I'm gonna jump in there, give you a quick look, and he's already started on it, so let's get in there. So basically, to do this chop, what we have to do is cut a piece off the front of, I guess, this body mount right here, which is that there. So there's probably a good 70, maybe 80 mil taken off it. You basically lob it off. We've taken it straight off, so it's a bit easier for us, and we just weld a plate straight onto it, and it ends up looking like this. So very clean. We put some Rust-Oleum, just like rust paint on it, and then I'll paint it up later. We just don't want it to rust, obviously, on us. So that's the finished product basically. So after cutting it up, basically we're just going to fabricate up a little piece just like this here. It gets welded straight on. We weld a little return on it, give it a clean up, paint it, and that's pretty much all you have to do to fit some big wheels. So let's get into it. Pretty much this is the finished product before we touch it up with some paint. It's all cleaned up nicely. Pat's done an amazing job. I'll definitely recommend him, and I'll be putting all his socials and things down in the description anyway. But we'll definitely be coming back to Pat, I reckon.
Day 2.
Alright guys, so it's now 2 days in advance. Yes, I'm still wearing the same shirt. Don't worry, I washed it. Today we're going to be fitting the new wheels onto the Colorado now that the body chop has been done. I'm going to give you a bit of an in-depth explanation on what exactly we done with the body mount chop. I didn't give heaps of detail while we were actually doing it, and it was a bit loud with compressors and grinders and bloody plasma cutters and stuff going, so I just gave up. I just got some footage, got what I needed, showed you guys a little bit, but I'm going to explain exactly how how we went about doing it, and how you guys will go about doing it when you want to do it. So these are the set of wheels that I have just picked up. I've had them actually for a little while, sorry, and I bought them for about 400 bucks on the Facebook Marketplace. Absolute bargain. It's got a hand-cooked Dynapro 285 75 16 mud terrain tire on it. I've got a set of 4, and they're all running on a 16x8 King Terra, black obviously, Sunraiser's basic steel rim, in a 0 offset. So I'm hoping we're not going to get too much poke or anything with this setup, because I don't really want to run flares just yet. So 400 bucks on Facebook was an absolute steal, especially when they've still got tread left on them, and the tires are like 330 bucks or something close to that, brand new anyway. So let's have a look at this body mount chop. I keep getting that confused. Let's have a look at it, and we've got to give it a quick touch-up paint, just because I want it black. Obviously I don't want it the grey. What is it called? It's like a rust primer or a rust-oleum or something like that, but it's just a grey paint we put on so that it's not going to rust until I had a chance to paint it myself. So we're going to be putting a black paint on it today. We're going to give it a light sand, hit it with some wax and grease remover, give it a coat of paint, and whack these wheels on. So let's have a look. So excuse me for being a bit dirty under here, but you know, it's a four-wheel drive, it's what you're going to get. This is the body mount chop. So basically what used to be there was this in my hand. That used to sit like that, and it would sit out, and it would be basically a square sticking out. But your issue was that when I would put the wheel on and turn the wheel, you'd actually touch just here on the corner with the corner of the wheel. So what Colorado owners do is just chop it off, weld another plate and everything on, clean it all up, make it look nice, paint it black so it's a bit hidden, and there you go. You can now fit 35s if you wanted, I guess. Don't quote me on that though, I have no idea. So what we're going to be doing here is just giving it a really light sand. I got some 240 grit here. Clean it up obviously with the wax and grease remover that we use on everything, and a rag. And then I've just found some basic black paint that I had laying out the back in the shed. Not much left in it, so hopefully I won't use all that much. It is gloss. That's probably not gloss, but anyway, it'll be right. Alright, so we've just done a light sand, given a bit of a clean up with some wax and grease remover. Now let's give it a touch of paint. I'm just going to go pretty thick on it because I only want to do one coat. Something else you got to do is, basically you have to cover all the welds. So that means even going up in behind here and everything, because you don't want any of that starting to rust out on you. Just cover everything that's been welded, everything that's, you know, bare metal, anything like that, because you just don't want it to start rusting on you. So let's hit it with some black paint. Alright, one nice thick coat of black paint later. I think it looks pretty good. We're going to put the wheel on now finally, and I've got some new lug nuts to go with it. So these are like a security nut, so you need a special key to get them off. It's probably a generic key that everyone has, but it's just a little bit more secure than just having your standard sockets on there. I'm actually really nervous to see if this wheel even fits, because when we done the Super Pro Easy Lift Kit install, while it was up I test fitted it while the suspension was completely extended. Fitted on fine, the poke was fine, and I turned the wheels in the air and it just straight away hit the body mount. So let's just hope that this is going to fit, and after doing the body chop and this 2-inch lift, that I can fit some 285s on it. So wish me luck everyone, wish me luck. Lug nuts fit, that's a good thing. Means my research paid off. So if you don't know, for a Colorado it's a M12 by 1.5. That's your thread size. And the well, the wheel pitch depends, the angle depends on the wheel. So look who's arrived. A little bit of help. You'll see that truck more often in our videos actually. We're going to start going out a bit four-wheel driving. So at the moment we've got one wheel on. As you can see, it's still up in the air. And well, that's my fitment so far. So let's really hope it doesn't poke too far that I'm going to have to put flares on. But I'm pretty keen on how mean it looks. Obviously it's got a jack down, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, so both the front wheels are now done. It's looking less and less like a council truck every day. Let's start doing the rears, and then we'll have a look at the whole thing. Alright, let's see how this one fits. So we're a bit iffy if it's actually gonna fit. Little bit skeptical. because these guards are quite close. Yeah, I probably fit standard height, but as soon as I flex or just lose any travel or anything, I reckon it's going to hit, and I think we're going to have to move or bend or do something with this. So let's get them on, see how they go, and we might test it on a mound of dirt over there. Alright, pretty much the wheel is on now, the car's still jacked up in the air, and to be honest with you, we've actually not got that much clearance at the moment. So we're going to drop it, we're going to see how it looks, and maybe we might have to do a bit of cutting and fabrication, bit of magic work with a hammer, and see what happens. So let's drop it down, and fingers crossed, we've at least got some clearance so I don't have to cut it right now. Oh, it doesn't even change. Alright, so as we just saw it didn't really change. We're going to have no room to flex or basically get any travel worth of the suspension. I can almost, it basically touches my hand just coming through the front. The back's a little bit more room, but as a four-wheel drive you definitely can't be running with that much clearance around it. So what we're going to have to try and do, we're going to put the other wheel on. I've got a few dirt mounds over there. We're going to go test it out and see how bad it is, see how far I can go before it even touches, which I think is going to be nothing. Might hit a speed bump and it'll hit. And then we're going to reevaluate and see what we can do to try and get this to work. Hey, look at this. Like, first of all, I got a chunk out of that, right? And then check out this.
Oh, nice.
So, wait if I can get it up. Oh, it's had it.
Nice.
Look how big that peel is.
Nice, Gary.
It's all around here.
Would
That's what happens when you four-wheel drive with road tyres.
Would that be from us? Maybe.
Couple of the boys are here now, and we're gonna have a bit of a play around, see what we can actually do. I've got some dirt piles over there that you can see. We're gonna see how much we can flex before we scrub. This rear is gonna be very well, it's gonna be pretty sketchy, and there's also a bolt just there. You kind of can see it that sticks out. I'll probably have to reverse it, or once we do some fabrication here we'll figure that out, but I don't want to tune up tyre. The rear is pretty close as well. I mean, it doesn't look that bad on the camera, but just when I put my hand in, I got pretty skinny hands and there's only that much. The front's got a fair bit of room, so I think we should be fine with that, turning, flexing, all that sort of stuff. It's not going to flex much anyway because it's, you know, it's an IFS vehicle. It doesn't flex like crazy, but the rear surprisingly actually goes pretty well, and I guarantee we're going to hit. So let's give this a test, see how we go, and then we're going to have to start chopping or bending or doing something. Alright, we're going to test the clearance just so before I start driving on it. So we're going to go hard right and see what happens front and back. So I touch the rear a bit, go the other way. Oh, and the front, keep going. And the front touches as well. See what it looks like on the other side. Go back again. Fine there. And I'm gonna hit there. Yep, that touches. Alright, I think we have to do a little bit more fabrication than we thought, but at least it's only plastic, not metal. It's always good fun when the boys come around to help you work on the cars. This is definitely gonna hit everything, but we're gonna give it a go anyway, because, well, why not? It's only a bit of plastic, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna cut off anyway. So let's see what happens. Maybe I'll try not to turn too much. You can definitely tell that the car is a little bit more lifted. It's actually pretty cool. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna do this. I can feel it scrubbing. Let's reverse. Let's see how we go when we reverse up onto this mound. Alright, we're not flexing a heap, and we're basically almost already touching, which is never good. So we're gonna have to play around with that a little bit, but that's some good fun. We're not even flexing that much really, so this side looks pretty meaty. We'll see how we go when we try and flex the front a little bit. So apart from the scrubbing when we turn, we're actually pretty good flex wise, but yeah, we should be pretty good for clearance. Oh shit. Yeah, we're touching right there. That's not so good. Get a little bit of the back, but yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. That's not the greatest thing. So 265s probably fit a lot better. but we're gonna make these ones fit for sure. Well, basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna tackle the rear first. We're gonna just take off the step, sadly, because I actually use that a lot, but tire is gonna have to be. Step's gonna come off, then we're just gonna bend each side up. It's actually pretty simple to bend, you can do it by hand, but they're gonna come off, and then we gotta look into the front. All right, first step, take off the step. No pun intended. So I might actually just bend this one now while he's doing that. I'll show you how I'm gonna bend it and yeah, see how this goes. All right, so the plan is with this rear, this is a straight up and down, just a vertical bar. It's just to hold it, it's pretty soft. And then this is also pretty soft. So I'm just gonna bend it by hand. Basically, just like this. So some of you might just have cringed when I done that because I've done it such a dodgy way, but it's just temporary. I'll figure out a setup when I figure out what I'm doing with all my tray, if I'm going to keep it or not. And but that'll get me through, I think. That should do it pretty well just for now. Let's do the other side.
It's full of water.
Well, it did rain the other day.
Oh,
so,
true.
Well, there's one step gone.
Oh, so much.
Yeah, baby. There we go. That looks so weird, but anyway. We shouldn't have any issues now. The only issue we probably have is this bar. But we may clear it, I don't know yet, so we'll soon figure that out. That's pretty gross water too. How long has that been in there for? Alright, so after a very scientific investigation about why this is scrubbing really bad, basically we've got to chop a lot of the plastic out of the front guard. So you're going to see me grabbing the angle grinder, sorry Dad, but we're going to be chopping the front plastic out, possibly a little bit at the back, just where the plastic is, and possibly a little bit of the metal. I'm not too sure yet. I think it misses it, slightly misses it, but the front's definitely got to go because that just scrubs every time. Basically what we're going to do, I just gave it a quick measure, but we're going to chop 150 just off the bottom here, straight up, and then lob it off where this seam is in the wheel well. And same for here, we'll just chop it off here, retain their factory hardware. Under here there's a bolt, not too sure yet if it's connected to it, so we'll find that out after I chop it. Bit on the piss, but anyway. Oh, molten plastic. Okay, so if I undo that, bolt, we are happy days. There we go. Alright, so we've decided we've just chopped a bit off, still the 150mm or so here, but I ended up just angling it down as well. Obviously it's not the neatest job in the world, but that doesn't matter, it's just to fit these wheels, and this will probably all be going once I put a bull bar and everything on anyway. We've chopped enough to get a bit of clearance because it was just hitting on the guard that was sitting in front and it was only just touching. Now on this side, all I did was cut off the plastic bit here, just because that was only just skimming it as well, and I want to have a little bit of clearance just to make sure it's not going to hit. So let's throw this wheel back on and give it a test fit. Alright, we're going to give this a test turn, I guess. We've cut everything, the wheels back on. We're going to give it a go with this side before we head out to the next side to cut all the plastic off on that one. So let's see how this one fits. Alright, turn away. Which way were you on? Okay, go, yeah? Keep going, keep going. Yeah, that like hits it, eh? Yeah, for sure. We have to lob that off. Alright, go back the other way. And just skims it, or just misses it. We're losing daylight, so we're going to get cracking right into it because I need to drive this tomorrow and I want to make sure it dries properly. So we're going to put our heads down, get right into it, cut everything off, and I'll show you the final product. Hopefully it's today.
Tomorrow for sure.
Alright, I know, it's another day obviously. I'm in a different shirt again, it's daylight again, and we're in a different position, but it just got way too late last night. We were out till about 8:30 or so, it was pitch black. We had torches going, we had headlights, we had everything. Trying to get these wheels to fit so that I wouldn't scrub driving to work today. We ended up getting it all. I'm going to give you guys a quick run through. For the rear, you guys already know that, but we basically took off that step that was there, and then we just bent those mud flap wheel arch bits. I'm not too sure what you'd call them exactly, but we bent them up so that we have the clearance. And at the moment I am up on the mound and we're nowhere near touching, whereas before we were straight away touching it. And that is with the other side slightly hyperextended. Now the fronts is where the real fun happened. Trying to get these wheels to be able to turn inside the guards of the Colorado was quite difficult. I'm not sure how the guys fit like 35s and stuff on the Colorados. You must have to have a big lift and really chop the hell out of the guards in the front bar. So let's have a look at what we've done on the front wheels. So basically this is the driver's side. I've got the wheels turned at the moment, so I'll show you, I guess, the back and the front on each side. Mirror image, obviously, we've done the exact same thing to both sides of it. At the front, basically what we've done is, I sort of explained it a little bit, but not heaps. The plastic was down here, so we cut it about 150 or so up from the bottom of the plastic, cut it in a straight line, dead across, and then I ended up just angling it down at the back there to go and meet up with that corner rather than having a big square. That come out alright. It was pretty easy to do with the grinder. You could have done it with other things, but it was just faster with the grinder. And then you actually have to cut off the corner here. So we had to cut off the corner a little bit just down the bottom here, so where the bumper meets the bottom, I guess, we just lobbed that straight off the edge there. And then if you look up underneath, the white bit is actually meant to be a square that goes back and across. We had to lob that straight off on an angle, just because it was hitting here and I wasn't just going to take a bit out. I just took it with a body line. And then there's this metal bracket up in here which we had to cut off to make it fit. That was only holding on the bottom of the bumper, so it's not that crucial and not that important. So lobbed it off straight back there, get rid of that bolt and everything, but the bumper's still heaps sturdy, so it's not going anywhere. Now for the rear part where the body chop and everything is, obviously we have the freshly painted body chop done by Pat from Caspam Custom Fab, and basically we had to take an angle grinder in here with the plastic as well and just take out a lot of stuff. So this plastic guard just here, that's a direct line across there. You can see that was down here with it's part of the mud flap basically. So there was a screw holding it in here. We took the screw out, I took this one out, cut a dead straight line, that made that one fit. So then behind that mud flap piece there's the fender liner, and basically we done the same thing, cut dead across, cut straight down and got rid of that piece. And then you're faced with where the I guess the front actual metal fender meets with the body of the car, and it has all those fold welds and stuff like that. Pretty much it was sticking out maybe, I don't know, maybe 10-20 mil past where it is now. I just got a hammer to it and bend it all back, made it all flat I guess, and then hit it with some paint just so it's not seen and doesn't have any bare metal spots that can rust. But that was needed to fit these big wheels on because I kept scrubbing it, and every time I'd go over a bump I reckon it was just going to hit it, so I thought better safe than sorry and I just lobbed them off. So trying to fit these wheels on this car has been a big process. It's taken, well, it started on Monday and it's now Thursday, so obviously I had a day off in between, but a whole day to make them fit was pretty funny, or a whole afternoon after work. And now I can finally finish this video up. So yesterday that probably took us a few hours to put the wheels on and figure all that out, how they were going to sit and everything, but I am super happy with the finished product. Now tomorrow I've booked it in to go get a wheel alignment and wheel balance, just because you should always do that when messing with suspension anyway, and these wheels are second hand, so I thought may as well go get them rebalanced and stuff like that, just in case they've, you know, I don't know, bumped out of balance, bumped out of alignment, whatever. So it'll be good to see how it feels once all that stuff is done. At the moment, first reactions is it definitely takes a lot more to stop, a lot longer distance and a lot more braking power. The muddies are very loud on the road. I knew that was going to happen from the start, but I wanted to give them a go anyway. Plus they're second hand and they were an absolute bargain. Eventually I still don't know what I'll do when I actually go to buy a new set of tyres, if I'll go 265s or if I'll get 285s again, but I'll definitely be getting all-terrains I reckon, just because the muddies are super loud and I do a lot of road driving. In saying all that, I absolutely love it. It's great fun and I think it makes the car look 10 times better. Like as soon as you put wheels on any car, it just makes the whole appearance of the car look so much different, looks like a completely different car. Also have another decal on the truck now, focus detailing, so The Ranger that was actually here yesterday, one of my mates, that's his detailing company, and basically he's Central Coast based, so if any of you guys are on the Central Coast, New South Wales, and you need your car detailed, hit up Focus Detailing, my mate Tully, on Facebook, and basically I'll put all his stuff down below anyway if you wanted to go check him out. But he's a heaps good detailer, and he won't stuff you around or anything like that. Anyway guys, I wanted to end this video by saying thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. I hope you guys are liking the Colorado so far, even though we've only done a couple of things, but I have another thing in a box waiting for me to put on, and I have maybe 1 or 2 more things I'm actually looking into getting pretty soon. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like, a comment if you got any questions or anything, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. See ya.